Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be starting a project and I thought I would video and document the journey just so I can go over it, look back and see how it went. Today is currently Saturday the 13th of September at about 6:30. Just about to leave to go pick up a trailer, and then after we pick up the trailer, off to up near Bundaberg to pick up a rolling shell. I've got my GoPro set up, so I'll try and do some time lapses and stuff for the drive, but I don't know how that'll go. Sometimes it turns off, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I've just picked the trailer up and now we're off to pick up the shell. I'll start a time lapse and see how long it goes for, and then I'll come back once we're there. So I've just picked up the car. It's all loaded up. Can't see it because there's stuff in the boot and the tyre. It's all loaded up. Time to head home now. So we are finally home, kind of. We were running a bit late, so got home about 6:40, 6:50ish, and it's currently, check my watch, 7:50. So we got home about an hour ago, and then we just quickly dropped the car off and then raced to get the trailer back, because I told the guy I would get back like between 5 and 6, so we were a bit late. Wanted to get that back to him as quick as possible, so I didn't film unloading it or anything like that. But we're currently just at GYG, gonna get some dinner, go home, and then tomorrow in the light I'll probably do a reveal, show the car, and a couple little things need to fix, and maybe go through some of the plans for it. Alright, see you tomorrow. Alright, so it's been a couple days since the last clip, which would have been Saturday night when we got the car home. It's about 5 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Just got home from work and I thought I'd do a reveal of the car. So this is it here, currently just under this cover. I'll pull the cover off and then show you what I picked up. So this is it. It's a 1990 Nissan R31 Skyline. Rolling shell, obviously, missing the engine and the gearbox and most of the front end, missing the bumper, the front guards, the bonnet. Does have a bit of damage and some rust throughout it, so I'll do a quick walk around and I'll go through all the damage. Picked this up from up near Bundaberg for $850. Looked pretty good in the photos, so I thought I'd pick it up and turn it into a project. So the majority of the damage that I've seen so far is just this front corner here. It's mostly been hit somehow. You can see it's all crinkled here, and then this bit here is sort of a bit wavy, sort of a little crinkled here and here, but underneath here, other than a bit of rust, this looks pretty straight all under here. So that's pretty much the only sort of like panel damage it's got. Panel dent damage kind of thing. And then it's also got rust everywhere. So the pretty common spot for these R31s to rust is up in here behind the guards. So it's obviously got that rust up in there. You can see it's kind of just starting to eat away at where the door bolt's on, up the top there. Bottom looks fine. The majority of it's sort of just there, a little bit up there. And if we come up here, it's all rusted out in here. And this big spot here does go up under the window, just a little bit unfortunately. But this spot here is where this bit down here, that wiper arm mounts. So you got to fix that, and then just a couple other little spots all along here, and then a little spot there, and some rust down in there. Other than that, it looks pretty good. The frame rails all look pretty good and straight on that side. It does have a bit of bad rust. This half's not too bad, but on this side looks pretty bad. On here, if we come around to this other side, got a couple holes down in here, one over here to fix. the radiator support does look like it's sort of tilted down this way a little bit on this end, sort of just here. Just gotta fix that. Some more rust spots up here. This side it looks like it's pretty good. In here though, it's just up there and it hasn't gone to the window, fortunately. And again, same as the other side, rust all up in here. And then a little bit of rust there. And then tiny little bit of rust sort of around here. That's all dented in. But these sort of seams, if it'll focus, they seem pretty straight. And this sill, besides a bit of dent there, looks pretty straight and rust free. And so does this rail. Looks pretty straight, not majorly dented. And then if we come around to the back, there's a little spot underneath up in here. It's a bit dark, but yeah, you can still see that little spot just up in there. All this looks pretty rusty, but that's just heat shield. And then along this back panel here, there's quite a few rust spots along here. A sort of bigger spot just there. Come back around to the front. All up in the roof here looks pretty good. All along here looks pretty good. Same with there. The corner of this window looks pretty good. Corner down here looks pretty good. Rear quarters look pretty straight. Doesn't really look like they got any filler in them from what I can tell, just having a quick look at it. Boot looks pretty straight, but the paint's obviously fucked. This quarter, couple little dings, sort of, if I can get my finger in there, sort of just here. But other than that, looks pretty straight. Down here looks pretty straight too. A little bit of surface rust starting just there. The bottom of the window looks good. And the top of the window looks good. Along the roof here looks pretty good. Nothing up in here. The doors, they all look pretty straight except for this one's got a bit of a ding there. And then on this side, same little bit of rust up in here and just there. But other than that, if I can get it to focus, the rest of that seam looks pretty straight. And this sill looks pretty straight except for obviously that major dent there. The rest of it looks pretty straight and rust free. So from my quick look around the car, that's pretty much all the damage and issues and rust and that sort of stuff to fix. It came with a few parts on the inside that you can see and some more parts in the boot. So I'll quickly go through all that stuff with you. So now we're kinda on the inside of the car. It's missing some of the interior, the carpet and the driver's seat. Obviously are probably the main things that stand out first. But other than that, it's got, on the door cards obviously, it's got some interior, but I don't know if it'll be worth keeping. I think it's been out under a tarp. Open this back door here. You can see like that seat's covered in mould. So I don't know how much of this will be useful, but we got right at the back here, there's some filler panels for the boot. Got a lens from one of the rear tail lights that's obviously broken. Got two headlights there. Got some trim panels for under the headlights in the boot. Got an AC condenser, and then this long black bit here is the trim bit that actually covers all here. That bit, and then the rest of this stuff in the back here is just rear seats and like rear backrests. This bit here, I don't even think it's from this car, but it looks like some. Oh, it might be the bottom of the driver's seat, or the bottom of another passenger seat or something. There's one door card in there, but that's completely fucked. The wood's all rotted and floppy. Down right there in the corner, there's another glove box. And then if I can get it. There we go. That ice cream container, and there's a Milo tin down there. Some other containers full of different bolts and stuff. And then that's a pipe for the aircon. Something like that. And then we got a fan there, and then we got the evaporator. I think I got that right. That's the condenser. And that's the evaporator for the aircon. Got window one. And then this is one of the good bits. Front cut for that driver's front corner. It looks all nice and straight. So be using that to fix the front damage. And then over here we just have some plastic guard liner things for the front. Whole bunch of different trim pieces and stuff in there. This black one just here, that's a trim for the door. Got some silver trim bits for somewhere. Got the OG radio, window winder mechanism. That's the heater core, plus like all the flaps to control where it goes. That box there. Some more sort of plastic trim bits for somewhere. And then down at the bottom is all the rubbers, because pretty sure all the doors are missing their rubbers. Oh no, I think the front door has it, yeah. The front door has its rubber, but I think all the others are. So there's some rubbers down in there. Obviously, driver's seat missing, but it's got a steering wheel. Still got all the dash in there. And all these aircon parts are out of another car. It'll be a bit hard to show. Oh, we might be able to show it on this side, but yeah. You can see there the heater core. I believe it's still got the evaporator and the fan all in there still. I think it's only like a basic trim level car. I think Executive was like the lowest, and then GX, then GXE, and then another one that I can't think of, but it was like the sport sort of one. Oh, what is it? Slipped my mind. And then the top was the TI, I believe, because it's obviously manual wind windows, so that's basic. And then not sure about this one. This mirror looks completely different, like it's off another car or something, because because it doesn't have like a manual adjust thing there, but you can see on that side that's the original R31 mirror and the manual adjust there. Still got the roof lining, visors, although they look a bit mouldy, so I'll probably get rid of them. And got the rear view mirror. That's probably about it for the inside. I'll jump into the boot and show you all the parts in the boot. So this is the boot, all the parts that came in the boot. Now that the boot's open, a little bit of surface rust there, but all these, other than like a little bit of surface rust, all this looks pretty mint. All up in these corners in here, other than that little bit, they look pretty good. And all along here, looks, what was that? I think that's just dirt. All along here looks pretty solid and good. Up in here, down here, all looks good. But yeah, the parts in here, there's some lower rear arms for the diff, some upper rear arms for the diff, front like hubs and brake discs. Obviously there's that rear quarter cut, drive shaft, 3 brake calipers that I don't even think are for this car. There's that bit there which is the center bit for the dash, like where the radio mounts, I believe. Down in here is just different springs and shocks. Don't think there's anything else down in there. But over here, this is not for this car, but it's a RB30 carby manifold out of a Patrol, I believe. And then down here there's just some different sort of brackets for the like, front of the car. Some gearbox cross member, I believe. I think there might be some wipers down in there somewhere. There's these like exhaust heat shield sort of things. Can't see anything else down in there. Oh, one other thing is there's some old turbo bits down in there. I think there's like 2 exhaust housings and then 2 cores, all completely bare, and they're probably cooked. Just throw them in the scrap. But I think he just looked in his shed for anything he didn't want and just chucked it in the back here. Don't know if I'm able to see it, but it's missing the cover to get to the fuel tank, and then it's missing the actual like fuel pump hanger which covers the hole in the tank. But for rust in the boot, it looks pretty good. It's just a whole heap of this sort of little surface rust you can see over those like strut towers on this side and this side, but that should clean up pretty easy. And along here, there's also a tow bar under there. Again, I don't believe it's for this car. Bit of old washer tape that's just probably going in the rubbish. It's got holes in it, it's no good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything in the boot. Yeah, this is the new project car. No idea how long it's going to take me. Probably take me a few years, but I want to try and learn to fix rust and things like that. learn to probably end up like drilling out all the spot welds and like pulling the panels off and then restitching them back together. Be good to learn how to do that. Fix all this rust in here. Be a good learning experience. I don't want to try and do it to the best of my ability. I don't want to just sort of roughly cut that out and bodge up a plate in there and then just make it look good with bog. I want to like try and make it look as good as possible without any filler, although somewhere like there probably wouldn't really matter. But like here, cut those holes out nicely and weld in some plates, fix it all up nicely with the least amount of filler, get it looking real nice. Quickly show you under the car from the front. Zoom in a bit. You can see those. That's probably focused the best. They look maybe a bit dented, sort of. Right, it's focusing on my finger. Sort of right here, maybe. A little bit dented. But other than that, they look pretty straight and mint. And this other side, again, looks pretty straight, pretty mint. The rest of the car underneath doesn't look like it's got any sort of major rust in, like the footwells or the driver or the passenger. No major rust in the floor, from what I can see anyway. But yeah, this is it. Very keen to get this project started. So yeah, that was hopefully a pretty quick, brief overview of the car and all the little issues with it, what needs fixing. So that's the new project car, guys. I don't know when the first video will be of actually working on it. The next video I do will probably be tidying up the garage, so I actually got room and space to work on it in here. Yeah, cheers guys.